Good morning, everyone. It's again November the 5th, 2024. Yes, and I'm back again. So I just wanted to explain what was going on more in the video. We had, as you can see from the two videos, we had protesters disrupting the meeting. People were upset for various reasons. They didn't think it was well done up. There was not enough consultations. People were not getting the answers. And I think people also were leaving more frustrated from the meeting than when they started. And it was not meant to be that way. And unfortunately, in the age that we live in today, people are terribly impatient. They don't want to sit and listen anymore. They don't want to be civilized anymore, and they don't want to ask civilized questions anymore to get answers. And those that are trying get muffled and pushed aside. So I don't know how productive it was. I know that the second one said they're going to have more information today on the 5th on the news tonight. So both newscasts tonight. So I'm also going to stay up and watch the newscast tonight to see what is on them. And I'll videotape the newscast tonight too, so I can put this up on the on my videos here as well. So, it's been one long year. Lots going on. But this is it's getting very, very violent, like we're seeing the city with the Palestinian protests and that are getting more up in an uproar, and things are not the way they were before the pandemic, where we had much more peaceful protests and people were much more civilized. And through the pandemic and with the convoy and that, everything has started to go upside down, and it's not at all the world that we lived in before the pandemic hit. And we're finding out so many ways just how it's affecting us, the pandemic. And like I said, this is a really rough period of time. The world is going through a horrible period right now, where we don't need to be divided. We need to come together and work together to solve our problems. And this is what the city's been trying to do, trying to find the best way to solve the problem with these sprung structures on the refugee problem, because we have 300 refugees that a lot of them are overcrowding our three main shelters here for the homeless. And this is causing a lot of conflict, as the mission has said here too, that their beds are full. They're sleeping on the chapel floor. They're sleeping on the floor and chairs in their lobby, basically, to get into the mission. And they're putting people wherever they can. And the city right now is having to put up refugees last winter, and they're still there. They're in bunk beds occupying one of our community centers, which upset people because, of course, a lot of seniors programs and that run out of our community centers. So it's been hard on every one of us. It's affecting every one of us in ways that are unimaginable. Now the government the federal government has wakened up, and as I've been saying in the last few videos too, they're reducing the number of immigrants and refugees coming into the country. They've just also reduced student visas and that students coming into the countries. So that's also affecting the universities here as well financially, without the financial money coming in for the students that were coming in from other countries. So that's affected the universities heavily money-wise as well. And we just got notification from the federal government that those who were privately sponsoring, the private organizations that are sponsoring the refugees coming in, have now been suspended for a year, till 2026, to try and stem the flow of refugees coming in. So with the election in the States, of course, that threw us into kind of a shock that with the new immigration policies coming in, that we might have even more refugees coming in over our border. And people don't appreciate, even if He's the incoming president, who was the former president, and I hate saying his name, but I will, Trump, is causing a lot more chaos. So you don't threaten your neighbors with tariffs, and I don't care if it's, oh yeah, well, you got to get the border straightened out. Well, we've been trying to do that. Now, people don't understand this, and this is where people, when they do not do their homework, don't understand what's going on. We've had a shortage of people. We've had a shortage of doctors, nurses. We can't get enough police officers. We can't get enough recruits again for the military. All these different things that are happening to us as well. So when you talk about patrolling our border, we would want to patrol the border, but we're having some difficulties getting the manpower in. Now, the provinces are trying to step up. I know one of the provinces is trying to step up right now. And that's, they're going to, between the federal police are trying to step up. They're going to have to, one of the provincial police forces out there is going to try and step up. So they're going to try and do what they can. And of course, you have to have the manpower. And then you have to, when you talk about the drones, you also have to have the manpower that can operate the technology to do all this. And if you're short on people, where do you get the people? They're just invisible, totally. Another thing is, like we don't, with the drugs and the opioid, I've just told you that we've had 3 big busts in 1 month on these super labs that we never realized that we had here in Canada. It was a shock to us, but they've been found out, and it's intel coming in probably from the States and wherever our federal government gets and CSIS gets their intel from, which is badly needed, that if that system gets dismantled from the States, especially, how are we going to catch up with it? And we're starting to catch up with it. So when you look at the States as well, they're having a shortage on manpower. They can't recruit police officers. They're having more trouble there. They can't recruit for their military right now. So you really have to do your homework. And then so many people died during the pandemic. Another thing is, don't forget, like myself, I'm a baby boomer. There was a whole big population that was born after the Second World War. And we're all in the retirement age now, so we're getting out of the system right now and retiring, which doesn't help when we don't have enough young people either to replace us as we're leaving the workforce too. So there's a lot of things, and that's what I said, the whole situation is all layered, and you have to deal with one thing at a time. You cannot just force people onto doing things. So I just wanted to update people and tell people, and especially those neighbors from the States, because I know a lot of you from the States are also watching. So from me to you, we are trying, believe me. The things are bad, but we don't treat neighbors. We don't threaten neighbors. We work together. And this is what I've always said. Shared leadership is the only way to go. So we need to share the responsibility at the border with intel coming back and forth. And we certainly have extradition between Canada and the United States. So they go back, our bad guys go back and forth across the border. It may take a little time due to the process, but that happens on a regular basis. So we don't need all these people coming in from the States either, because they're getting shoved out. So the States, I know, has their own problems, and it's a big problem, and it's going to be an even worse mess by the looks of it coming in. But threatening is not the way to do it. Not at all. You have to be kind to your neighbors, kind to the people around you, kind to your family. And I know it's been horrible what I've been hearing from the States for Thanksgiving since the election, how this has literally split up families. But I just want to tell you, when I was young, how the good politicians work. And I wanted to explain something, especially to the people in the United States that may not understand this. All right, the Democrat Party is equal to our Liberal Party. They are there for the middle class and the poor people. And the Conservative Party here is equal to the Republicans. So they're starting to look and see what's going on in the States, and some of it, I think, is coming from the States, the influence there. It was certainly the influence came in from the convoy when everything was disrupted, because when the government here froze the bank accounts to the head the people that were organizing the convoy, that a lot of the finances were coming in from this MAGA group from the States. So it's not that I necessarily get into politics, but I'm giving an opinion here again. And so we're looking at things being really, really bad. And again, you have families. Well, I have families, relatives that live in the States and back and forth here. So this is not a good thing either. Why, so people are deliberately making us fight against one another. And we've got to stop that fighting. We've got to find ways to work together. So I wanted to also bring that up to my viewers. And believe me, I love my neighbors from the States, and I love all my neighbors here in Canada, and I love the homeless, but we've got a big problem that we have to solve. So I just wanted to update you a little bit again. I don't want to make it too long, but we need to learn to work together, love one another together, and with Christmas coming up, we really need to think what the meaning of Christmas is again. And one of the things was love thy neighbor. So we really need to look at that and start coming back together again and taking care of one another. So everyone, I'm just going to leave it there today. Take care, and we'll talk again soon. And if it looks like I think there's more updates coming possibly today on the news, so I'll try and catch up with those. And hopefully I'll be able to post those tomorrow if that comes through. If not, you'll be hearing from me soon. Okay? So we'll talk again soon. Be safe. Watch your surroundings. And take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.